everybody. Welcome back. So another story that I'd like to read for you is called Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. And it's written by Patty Lavelle, and the illustrations are done by David Catrow. And I just love this book because it's so colorful and bright. And the story is very sweet about a little girl and her grandmother. So let's read. Stand tall, Molly Lou Melon. Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in her first grade. She didn't mind because her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can and the world will look up to you." And you can see Molly is pretty small, but she has a big heart. So she did. She listened to her grandma. Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far that she could stack pennies on them. But she didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big and the world will smile right back alongside you." And so she did. Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded a little bit like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. But she didn't mind because her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. Can you see how joyful she looks and how happy she is? And everybody seems to be listening to her, and they're happy too. Molly Lou Melon was often fumble-fingered, but she didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, Molly, and the world will believe in you too." Looks like she dropped some plates over there, but it's okay. So she did. Then Molly Lou Melon moved to a new town, and she had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends. And you know, that's a scary time for us when we have to change and things are different than what we're used to. And she had to start in a new school. And so on the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. And when the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football and she ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin and she scored a touchdown. And all the children thought, "Wow, she's good." And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. Can you see Ronald Durkin? Maybe he'll think twice. But on the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Buckytooth Beaver. Molly Lou Melon took out all of her pennies and she stacked 10 high on her teeth and she smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee. And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. He still hasn't learned his lesson, has he? And on the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck. Honk, honk." Molly Lou Melon sang out a quack so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards and hit his head, and he had to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. Do you think he's learning his lesson? I hope so. And on the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Melon opened up her paper and she revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. And all of the children oohed and ahed. Isn't that beautiful? Even Ronald. And on the 5th day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth, and he smiled back at her. I think they're becoming friends. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and she wrote a letter to her grandma. And she said, "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon." Isn't that a great story? Thank you for sharing it with me. Bye.